Most interesting part of this t-shirt is how to fix a flawless zipper like this. So I'll be sharing the most detailed and the most easiest method to achieve this. Kindly note that if you have not watched the cutting process, I linked it to this video. I'm going to keep the back side aside and we are going to be working on the front part. I went ahead to iron paper stay. I added 2 layers of paper stay on this part to make it thick. So I added it like 7 inches long. And I went ahead to place this on equal fold so that I can get a center line. Now, you are going to measure the length of your zip. For your zip, you are going to be starting from the tip of your zip here, not this extra flap. From the tip here to the very end here, not this extra flap at the end. So you measure from the tip of the zip to the iron at the end of the zip. So I'll go ahead to mark exactly what I have there. Now, before you mark this, you are going to measure ½ inch away from the neckline. This ½ inch is for the part you will use in joining the collar. Okay? So mark out that ½ inch and just straighten it up like this. So from this ½ inch, I'm going to come down by the length of the zip. Whatever your zip length is, this is what you are going to mark at this point. Mark it here and you connect it with a straight line. This is your center line. You don't need to mark it. You already have a crease line that is standing as a guide. 0.6 is the line after our half line. You place your tape on fold like this. Touching the other end, place it on fold. And this is the center of it. So I'll just place this center on my center line and I'll mark 0.6, 0.6. I'll mark it at the downside, mark it at other intervals to guide me when I'm making my line, and I'll connect it with a straight rule. I recommend you use a pen for this so you can get perfect lines. This is the length of the zip. You go up by ½ inch and you connect it straight. You are going to come in on this already marked line. You will be coming in by 0.25 inch, which is the second line on your tape. Make sure you use your pen for this so it comes out accurate. You come in 0.25 inch into the lines on the both sides. You do the same thing for the left and the same thing for the right line. Go ahead to connect this upwards on the both sides. Before you cut this part, you'll see that you have a box shape at the end here. Now, in between this line and this line, this line and this line, leave the center out of this. You just make a slanted line. I will be showing you the essence of this slanted line as we proceed. Just make the slanted line like this to touch the start and the end of this line like this. You make another slanted line like so to touch the end and the beginning of this line again. When you are done with this, you are going to cut this out carefully on the inner line. You cut and you stop on your 0.5 inch line. Do not extend into the slanted part. Do well to cut out carefully. So you can see what I cut out is very, very small. This is how the zip is supposed to be. This is already looking so fine and I have not even sewed it. Now, you're supposed to sew this part in like this and this part in like this. To sew this, you just flip this to the wrong side like so. Using this one first. You want to make sure that this side that is the beginning of the zip, remember I said this ½ inch that we left up is for sewing allowance. So you want to place it immediately after the tip of the zip here. This is the tip of the zip. I'll place it here. I'll sew this one down first. Go ahead to pin this up and you should be pinning this at least 0.25 inch away from the iron of the zip. Ignore this slanted line first. I'll show you what to do with it later. You are sewing all the way to this down part. So I'll just bring the second side out like so that this one can easily go inside. I have gone ahead to sew this and I have also removed my pins. Now, if you are sewing this, you must place this at this point so that you can easily follow your line and stitch it up, okay? Now, because you are sewing iron zip, you should not sew, like I said, you are sewing like 0.25 inch away from the zipper. So next, I'll flip the zip down like this, but when you try flipping this, it will not flip. So what to do? You see this slanted line we have here, you are not clipping on your zipper, okay? You push your zipper inside. And this slanted line I made now, you go ahead to slant it to the very tip of your thread. You have to be careful and stop thinking whatever it is that is in your mind. When you do this, it can easily like move the zip now at this point to this side. I will go ahead to like do the same thing for the second side. Like I said, you should face your zip this way to make it easy for you to sew. Make sure that this half inch is above the zip because it's a stitching allowance. Ahead to pin this up. Pinning this up is very important. You pin from the up to the down, and you notice that at the down part you cannot easily pin this up. So for sewing the second part, you are going to clip this slanted line before you go ahead to pin it all the way to the end, because without clipping this you would not be able to sew this freely to the tip of the line. Okay, so before you sew the second part, you are supposed to clip the slanted line. So you are expected to sew this till the like exactly where your line stop. Do not exceed your line. This is why I recommend you use pen to mark this down, and do not forget to pin this up because you already have a tiny stitch to do. You don't want to be struggling with the zipper and the fabric at the same time. So in sewing this, you must stop exactly where your pen marking stop. Do not exceed it and do not stop 1 inch before that point. It is very, very important, for it affects the finished look of the down part. So I'll just go ahead to sew this from the down all the way to where my marking stop. After sewing and ironing, this place should come out straight like this. If you're having a slanted line at this point, this will be because one stitch is longer than the other. At the back part, after ironing, you are going to be having this triangular shaped look like this, which is as a result of the clipping we did. Next thing to do, you are going to be joining your zipper and this triangular stuff together. You must join it, else your zipper might start tearing from there. You have to sew from one end of this triangular shape to the other end, and you have to sew as close as possible, but do not sew on your main fabric. So I've gone ahead to join this together just like I said, and I will go ahead to cut out my. I've gone ahead to sew this, and I have also fixed my sleeve. For my armhole, I added extra 1 inch to make my armhole bigger because it's a shirt. I used hemming gum for the sleeve and for the down part of my shirt to make it come out more boutique standard. This shirt collar is a one-piece collar. I did not know that my fabric was reflecting while I was filming this, so I have to refer you to a previous collar video. Like I said, it's a one-piece collar, a type of collar you have to draft without a collar base. Thank you so much for watching, and